Okay, let's dive in. Here's a question for you listening. Is your team spending maybe more time wrestling with your data platform than actually using its insights?
hmm
Today, we're looking at something a lot of organizations grapple with, figuring out if managing Amazon Redshift is turning into, well, a bit of a black hole for your valuable engineering resources.
Yeah, it's a common scenario. Redshift itself, it offers incredible power, especially for petabyte scale analytics if you're already in the AWS world. It really can help you make faster data-driven decisions. But there's a trade-off.
Right.
And that trade-off, the one that often gets overlooked, is the continuous effort needed just to keep that engine running smoothly. It's definitely not a set-it-and-forget-it solution.
Exactly. And as organizations grow, that operational overhead, all the performance tuning, the maintenance, it can seriously start to eat into the time your engineers should be spending on innovation, on building new things.
Mm.
So the core question we're asking today is this the most strategic use of their expertise? Is it the best way they can spend their time?
It's so important to look beyond just getting it set up initially.
Yeah.
You have to recognize that, well, the less visible time sinks. They're significant.
Like what specifically?
Okay, so take query tuning. That's not a one-off task.
Yeah.
As your data changes, as your queries evolve, you need constant adjustments to keep things fast. Then there's workload management, WLM. Think of it like a traffic control for your data warehouse.
Okay.
That needs ongoing tweaking, too, to prioritize different users, different jobs effectively.
Makes sense.
And then you've got the real housekeeping chores, VACUUM, which is basically like defragmenting your database tables to reclaim storage space.
Oh, okay.
And Analyze ZE, which updates the statistics so Redshift can figure out the smartest way to run your queries.
Got it.
Add to that managing snapshots for backups, handling permissions, encryption, diligently tracking costs, which can get complex, and of course, being on call when things inevitably break or slow down. It all adds up very, very quickly. It's a substantial operational burden.
Wow. Yeah. So if you're feeling that pain, that resource pressure, what are the main ways forward? What can you actually do about it? We've sort of identified two primary paths here for dealing with this resource drain.
That's right.
Path one, you can really double down and optimize your Redshift environment internally, get better at managing it yourself. Path two, you could look at offloading some or maybe all of that management burden to specialized managed services.
Let's dig into path one first.
Yeah.
Internal optimization. This is really about taking a proactive approach,
Yeah.
streamlining how you run Redshift.
Mhm.
Think about things like automating your snapshot management. Nobody enjoys doing that manually, trust me.
Right.
Using infrastructure as code, Terraform, CloudFormation, whatever,
Yeah.
to define and manage your Redshift setup consistently. That
Yeah.
cuts down errors, saves time.
Standardization. Yeah.
Absolutely. And investing in training your team, really getting them skilled up on advanced Redshift performance tuning. That could pay huge dividends in efficiency. Also, using tools like AWS CloudWatch for continuous monitoring lets you spot potential issues before they impact your users. Proactive is key.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, just having clear ownership within your team for cost control and for security. Sounds simple, but it's crucial.
Okay, so that first path, optimizing internally, it sounds like you maintain maximum control, which is great, but it really demands either having that deep Redshift expertise in-house already,
Correct.
or being ready to really invest time and money in building up that knowledge internally.
Exactly. Which brings us to path number two.
Offloading it.
Yeah, offloading that management burden by partnering with managed service providers, MSPs. These are specialist companies. They can basically take over many of those routine but still critical tasks. We're talking 204/7 monitoring, proactive performance tuning to keep queries humming, applying security patches, managing updates, and even helping you optimize your Redshift costs, finding savings.
And the big attraction there, I imagine, is freeing up your internal data folks, your engineers, your analysts, to focus on building stuff.
Precisely. Building new data pipelines, developing cool analytic solutions, the things that actually drive direct business value rather than getting bogged down in that day-to-day upkeep.
Of course, there's a cost involved with an MSP.
Naturally.
And you really need to choose a provider who, gets your business context, understands what you're trying to achieve with your data. It's not just about technical skills.
That's a great point. Especially when your internal team is already stretched thin, making that trade-off, paying an MSP to handle operations, can be incredibly worthwhile. It boils down to recognizing where your team's unique skills provide the most leverage. And this really leads us to a critical point for data leaders listening in. You need to do an honest assessment.
Okay, what should they ask themselves?
Are your engineers spending more time on Redshift maintenance than on innovation? Are you seeing inconsistent performance, maybe slowdowns that you can't easily explain? Are cost overruns becoming a regular thing? Those are big red flags.
And when you compare costs, it's not just the MSP's invoice versus your current AWS bill for Redshift, right?
Not at all. You need to calculate the true internal cost. Factor in your engineers' salaries, allocate the percentage of their time spent purely on Redshift operations, add in training costs, maybe even the cost of incidents or slow performance.
Then compare that total internal cost to the predictable cost of a managed service.
Exactly. And you might find the MSP route is more cost-effective than you think, especially when you factor in the opportunity cost of your team not innovating.
You also mentioned maybe a middle ground, a hybrid approach.
Yeah, that's definitely an option too. A hybrid model can work well. Your internal team might handle the high-level stuff, the data architecture, strategic optimization projects, while you let an MSP handle the more routine operational tasks like patching, backups, maybe basic monitoring.
That could be a nice balance for some organizations, kind of the best of both worlds.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
It offers flexibility. Now, shifting perspectives slightly, if you're a data professional, an engineer, or analyst working with Redshift day to day, what does all this mean for you?
Good question.
It really highlights the value of developing skills in automation. Can you script those repetitive admin tasks? Can you develop a sharp eye for proactively spotting and fixing potential performance bottlenecks before users even notice? Someone who can just make sure Redshift runs smoothly, reliably, efficiently in the background, that person becomes an incredibly valuable asset to any data team.
Absolutely. So let's sort of wrap this up. The main point here is that your Amazon Redshift environment, powerful as it is, should be supporting your business goals, not becoming this massive drain on your team's time and energy.
Exactly.
We've looked at two key strategies: buckling down and optimizing your Redshift operations internally to gain efficiency, or strategically choosing to offload some or maybe all of that management burden to the experts, to a managed service provider.
And the crucial takeaway for you, the listener, is to really evaluate your current situation proactively. Don't just let it drift. The ultimate goal here is to reclaim your team's valuable resources.
Yeah.
And refocus their efforts on activities that deliver the most significant impact for your business.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Have you truly, honestly assessed how much of your team's bandwidth is currently tied up just managing your Redshift environment? And maybe more importantly, is that current allocation of people and time genuinely helping your innovation goals? Or could it potentially be holding you back? Something to think about.